Welcome to the live dive. All right, y'all. We are deep inside of the Unirock live dive. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Unirock. I'm glad to see you're here. We've got some stuff for you. Also, we've got Darkwolf, and we think we've fixed all of our audio issues. Darkwolf, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Uni. Hey, Rockinati. How y'all doing tonight? Glad to be here, ready to have a howling good time.
A howling good time. All right. Do me a favor, Darkwolf. Tell them a little bit about what you've been doing, where you're at, what you got going on while I check some stuff. I'm going to interrupt you when I'm done, so don't get mad at me. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. No worries, Bubba. So I am Darkwolf. For those who don't know or just joining us, I am over at Darkwolf'S Den. You can find the replays of the Rockinati shows over there. You can also find the Mandela Effect Theory series. And recently, we have kicked off a brand new series. It is the Darkwolf Paranormal Party. I got some little friends in the den. Y'all go check those out if you don't know who they are.
That's right. And oh, go ahead.
I was just saying they kind of invaded it and took over, and they were so cute I just couldn't kick them out. So
awesome.
Go ahead and check that out over there also.
Darkwolf's Paranormal Party? I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to have to look at it. Hell yeah, dude. All right, so we've got some crazy stuff tonight, guys. Yeah, Darkwolf sent me a link right before we got started, and oh my. You want to talk about weird? We've got the weird for the night, I'm telling you right now. But before we do that, you know what we got to do? We got to let the YouTube ping all the pingers. I don't know what a pinger is. I'm losing it. We got to let the broadcast cast its broad out so that the Rockinats will get in here. I'm kind of stalling, kind of talking here while I get my music pulled up. There it is. That's right. So let's sit back and relax for a second while we wait on everybody to get the notification for tonight's late night, you know it, late night live dive. Here we are, rocking it on the rock. Right, you found your way into the craziest trip on the internet, the live dive. All right, guys, thank you for stopping in. Give me just a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds, and we'll be ready to roll. I'm going to go ahead and jump down into the live chat and see who's with us. It looks like Wake Up News is already in the house. Our mod Rachel is modding it up. We got Dark Wolf chilling in the den like always. Stariana Love is here, spreading that Stariana love around. We've got Dead GPK in the house, straight from his channel. Dr. Michael Miller, PhD, is here, and we saw his channel a couple days ago too. You know it. Driving in the light speed, Mr. Nuts 1973. That's right, baby. Bianca B. Everyone's here. Everyone's chilling. Maybe we'll get some more Rockinats, I hope, because it's late. We went on a lot later than I wanted to. I think a lot of the other Rockinats are already in bed. Sorry about that, guys. We were setting up all these wonderful things we've got going on. So give me one more second, and we will get deep into the dive on the rock with the live dive. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Oh, man, I love it. I love live streaming with you. I love chilling with you guys. I love being here. We're testing out our levels, and it looks good. I want to start being able to run some music underneath this stuff for you. I think it'll add to the atmosphere. It'll add a little bit to what's going on. I'll let it come in and out while we're talking, as we keep adding to the functionality of our streams for you guys, our viewers, our Rockinats. Dark Wolf, are you still with me?
Oh, I'm still here, Bubba.
Rachel, can you hear Dark Wolf? He's coming up. Let me know.
Good on this.
Sounds like our levels are great, man. Music okay? Gonna take it down to 42. We'll roll with it for a little bit. So it looks like CERN is doing some crazy stuff. We got the CERN webpage pulled up. You know, they always bug me out, guys, because, you know, I don't want to read this, is what I'm trying to say. I have a feeling it's not going to be good, Dark Wolf.
Well, it's actually not too bad. It's actually kind of incredible. What they've seemed to do is they took the explosions that they made when they found the Higgs boson. And mind you, this is from back around 2015 or so, this information, this data. So they found this and they ran it through a composition machine, trying to put it to music, basically see if it had any musical contents that were worth anything. That's what we're going to see here.
Let me go ahead and read a piece of this. By analyzing data from collisions in the LHC experiments, then using music to translate what they see, scientists have been able to make out faint patterns that sound like well-known tunes. Wait a minute. What's this? Did you enjoy our April Fool? If you want to know what CERN scientists are actually doing with sonification, you can find more in our video here. You know what I don't like about CERN's April Fool's jokes is that they don't put these disclaimers up. This is a scientific organization. They're out to better mankind with science. Wouldn't it start a lot of weird stuff if they, you know, go in and show these articles and then we find out? I don't know if this is an April Fool's article or not. We'll probably find out when we get reading into it. But if it is, isn't that bad, Dark Wolf?
That is horrible, man. Like, they're trying to, you're looking for real data, and you hope that the data will be out there. You find something you think is really awesome, really cool, and then you're reading through it, and suddenly you find out it's a freaking joke the whole time. Which I didn't even know that personally. I just went down and listened to the video and was very intrigued by it myself.
Well, we don't know if this is fake or not, but I'm going to tell you, that thing they did, you know, that April Fool's joke they did, it was reported for weeks, even longer, it seems, as a real thing.
They had put out press releases on it.
Let's see what it says, and then we'll decide whether this is real or not. Scientists at CERN have been using new techniques to try and learn more about the tiniest particles. One unusual method is they've utilized to turn data from the LHC into sounds, using music as a language to translate what they find. Physics, data, and music share many similar connections, from resonances and vibrations to patterns and frequency. By sonifying the data, you know, that is a weird word, sonifying. They're using the word sonifying as if it's an actual term. Maybe that's a clue.
You're trying to coin a term.
You know what? This is just too much, man. When did they put this? If they put it out on April 1st. Yeah, they put this out on April 1st. They updated it on April 5th. They waited 4 days to even tell everybody that it was a joke.
That's horrible, dude. This is, like you said, it's a scientific institution that should be trying to better mankind with good data, not put out these false jokes all the time.
You know what's weird is that, you know, a lot of people saw that scientist in the happy video, in the laughing video. Yeah, you got to slide up. Come here. Yeah, so the happy video that they put on. What, is that what it looks like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I still have my filter on? Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Still going.
Okay, I'm glad Rachel let me know. I didn't know it was off. We didn't show anything anyway, so it's okay. But yeah, they put out the happy video, and they had that guy wearing the sign, you know, with his thumbs up, and it almost seemed like he was mocking us. And then I found that pamphlet where they had the all the little Mandela effect pictures in the pamphlet that they put out on their website. Then we have April 1st come around, and they do this. You know, it just seems like they're mocking us.
It's almost like they're making fun of us. Or like they're pointing at us and laughing. Ha ha, you can't catch us.
Yeah, really? I'm not even joking, bro. Let's go ahead and jump out. I'm going to jump out into this website a little bit just to see what we find. Because, you know what, man?
So for our listeners, where exactly are we at? What website are we in?
We're on the CERN, home.cern. That's the name of the website. Like, let me see if I can type that in the bar and still get it. Home.cern. Yeah, go to your web browser, guys. All you viewers out there, go to your web browser, type in home.cern. In fact, let me drop the link. This is the shortest link I'll ever drop. Home.cern. Click that link. It will bring you right here. And Darkwolf, I'd like to say, bro, I can hear you so much better this way, bro.
We have finally fixed our audio problem, and we're going to make it even better come Friday. So y'all look forward to even better shows where we continue to add stuff and clear out audio problems and all the other issues we have along the way, and bring out one of the best quality shows you've ever seen.
Dude, it's so true. I don't know if everyone notices, but we're in HD right now. Our video is in HD. We've got the chat overlay right there. We've got this thing that you see to the side of me, the thing that you see casting behind me. You can read this perfectly. I've pulled this up on my big screen. I can just sit back and read everything you guys say. And then I can read everything on this screen without issue. I know I keep going back to saying this throughout the streams. I'm still in stream shock, bro. Like, it's just so freaking cool, man. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just something
We've come
cool.
a long, long way from the beginning.
Dude.
We started out as just sitting around, hanging out, playing with some tools for everybody, and ended up with one of the most amazing shows that I've ever seen. Like, I look forward to replaying and watching these things.
Oh, bro, I do it. I just did it today. You know, I was sitting there, you know, going over what we do, and I'm like, you know, making sure everything looks okay and all that good stuff. Making sure that, you know, our stuff is professional looking to see if there's anything I can really fix or anything that I can do better. And you know, man, like it just, I'm getting to the point where I think I'm getting this thing down to where we're gonna have just an excellent show all the way around, and we won't have to update on anything. I mean, I even got a new conference feature to fix the problem we had earlier where I called Charlene. See, I had her call me and when testing, and I couldn't hear anything. So I thought, man, this sucks. I'm not gonna be able to call anyone. But then I called Charlene and it worked perfect. So not only that though, just in the short time since the last broadcast, I know I made some people wait a little bit to get this broadcast, but in that short time, I got it fixed. We're gonna have a phone number and you can call in and get in line and go through a screening process with our mod, and then you'll be put right onto the air. And I wish we didn't have to screen. Unfortunately, I do. I have to. It's just part of this process. I've got rules I have to follow in order to keep this show. And as it's sitting right now, everything's going great, man. All right, let's get into this, Dark Wolf. Now that I can hear you and everything's doing better with that, we're going to be able to do a lot more work here, bro.
Definitely. We've fixed a lot of the issues, and now we can really get down to the hardcore investigations.
Yeah, man. And what we were going to talk about in the last stream, let me update you. You weren't here for the early live dive because you're usually at work. But then I always make sure I do the late night live dive so we can get you in here, bro. What I'm starting to see let me, before I get too far ahead of myself, I was already about to go into this stuff, but I want to update you and anyone that wasn't in the, let's see here. Cartoons Danielle. Guys are doing good. Dead GPK, all the shows have been excellent. Cartoons Danielle, I agree. Thank you guys. Your guys' support, man, it just makes us, it gives us a drive to keep doing this. And a lot of people have been other creators have been messaging me and they've been like, Uni, why are you live so much, dude? And I'm like, man, what do you mean, why am I live? I've got a YouTube channel. I've almost hit 1,000 subs. Why would I just let the channel sit there? Why would I let the channel just sit? You know, who would like that? You know what I mean? I don't know why anyone lets their channel sit if they, I can't believe there's people with 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, and they post once a week. I can't, but that's like, what do they do with the rest of their week, bro? What do you think, man?
They've got to be going out being the laziest people ever, sitting in front of the TV the rest of the time. Because if I had that many subscribers that were clicking on my stuff, I'd be able to do this thing 24/7. It wouldn't relent unless I just fell asleep on cam.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'd have 3 different channels, like I do. And if all of them had significant subscribers, I would be between every channel from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at least, if not even late at night. You know, I'd be putting in like 12-hour days every day, maybe take Sunday off or something like that and just upload a couple videos on Sunday or whatever. But there's so much to do, man.
So
like
fun.
It's
so addictive. You get into these streams and you get into hanging out with the chat and hanging out, you know, learning stuff and hanging out together and really into what you're talking about. You don't want it to end. Heck, we went almost 6 hours of the night on a full stream.
It was such a good stream, and we had so many views on that stream, dude, that we need to do more like that. People really reacted really good to that. Now let me jump back down because we've got Tracy in here. We still have GPK and Stariana and Dr. Mike, Mr. Nuts. We got Cartoons Danielle, Wake Up News, you know. So we've got the Rockinats rocking with us, bro. And what do we do when we've got Rockinats rocking with us? We get into these streams.
Well, we rock on and have a good time, learn something new, and see if we can't have a little fun along the way.
All right. Now, we're in this page where I've found some pretty cool stuff. I've had some really good videos get a lot of views from just digging up inside CERN in their webpage. Now, the thing is, I'm noticing some different stuff already. There's not as much content on this page as there used to be, man. That's a little surprising.
Yeah, it looks like they switched up a whole lot of things on there. The whole format of the page looks different than I remember.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Uh-oh. What the hell? All right, we're going to get into something I haven't talked about because I didn't know about it. The Shine software shows data using virtual reality. So let me tell you what this is, Dark Wolf, and we'll talk about it. A new piece of free online software. Well, you know, if it's a new piece of free online software, The Rock is going to download it. We're getting this, bro. Called Shine 3D, has been developed by researchers at CERN. The Shine experiment to show the physics data they're creating in 3D. The software allows anyone to visualize exactly the tracks particles have as they fly through the detector inside the experiment, and will help to explain the physics as well as provide scientists with a new way of analyzing the data. Quote, we wanted it to be accessible and understandable for everyone, so even a child could see how interesting this is. This is a very important task for all of the experiments at CERN to bring science closer to people, end quote. Philip Michalski, who created the website with his colleagues, says this. Oh, you know what we can do, bro?
What's that?
We can do it right now through our browser. I'm in it, Dark Wolf. We're here.
Oh, heck yeah.
We are looking at the Shine event browser. So I can choose a collision to look at here. Okay. Oh my gosh.
We can watch the collisions that have happened. We
can watch them in 3D. Dude, not only that, man, like, okay, you know how we were talking about the colliding certain particles? They've got the different particles here that you can watch. It's AR is argon, and SC, I believe, is, I don't remember what SC is, but you can watch argon collide with SC. You can watch potassium collide with PB, which I don't remember what that is. BE is, oh, dude.
We need to pull up a periodic chart so we can compare these and figure out what they're doing.
Well, yeah, we do. Let me see. I just clicked on one. All right. Now we've got a 3D screen in front of us. This is just like that freaking new Google Earth, bro. Like you can really, okay.
Same technology, I guarantee you. That looks a lot like it.
Yeah, look at the background. It's the same background as the new Google Earth. This is probably run by a damn D-Wave. This is what they were doing, dude. Google ordered a D-Wave. CERN ordered a D-Wave. They made these freaking 3D things inside the D-Wave. We are in the D-Wave right now. I'm not completely sure, but I bet you, man. I bet you we are, dude.
It'd be the only thing to run something like this so smoothly without any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, so
full 3D rendering, full motion. You can go in and out all the way through the object. Yeah, that's a whole lot of rendering. You and I know it. At least that's a whole lot of rendering going on at one time.
So true. Look over my shoulder, guys, because you're seeing a collision in real time. Well, not real time. Recorded in real time, right over my shoulder. So you can see that the particles collided down here, and they went through this. I can't really move it any more than that, but see, look, they show you what happened with the particles and where they stopped inside the detector. Let's simulate. Let me turn up the animation speed. I can even mess with this stuff. Oh, yeah, dude, look at that. Let me get a different view and try it again. Look. Yeah, they took two particles. They let us know the name of them. They slammed them together in the detector. They outputted the data in like this, and then they put it into this 3D model so that we could see exactly what it looked like. Let me Z. I don't even know what a Z index is, but I can change a model. I don't want. Oh, I can make the mod. Okay, I can turn the models, make them more invisible.
Oh, this is really, really awesome. We've got to go to this at least once a day and keep checking on this.
Oh, you know it, man. All right, let's see this collision. Wow, that was one weird collision right there, man. And
different angles every time.
I've got different. We've got different collisions, like collision 4. Let's look at it. Let me turn the animation down a little bit.
So there's a color coding on here in each collision. Is there a certain meaning to that? Is that in certain particles, or?
I think that's the speed, man, because as they collide, they lose speed as they travel, I think. I could be wrong, you know that, but it's starting to lock up. Though. I think they realized we were live streaming this because they just locked it up. Oh, no, well, Let me turn down. Oh, if I turn the Z index up, there we go. So watch, guys. So these particles collide because they were going at such a high speed this way. When they hit and they collided, it shot them out. The particles went this way. Let me simulate
play
this.
Pool, spin on the ball on one side and it spins the ball, it hits the other way.
Oh yeah. There it is again. All right. Well, this is interesting to say the least, Darkwolf. Let's jump back.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'll go ahead and drop the link because you know what we do for our Rockinauts, man. We hook them up with the stuff we got.
If they're going to go there and find something, you know they're going to come back to us and be like, look at this.
Yeah, buddy.
So good about that.
Let me find it again. Let me get to it. There it is. I grabbed the wrong link. Here we go. So if you Rockinauts want to go look at this crazy stuff yourself, all you got to do is follow the link that Uni dropped ya. Let's look at two heavier elements as they collide together just to see if there's a difference. Oh, there's a definite difference.
Ooh, wow.
Come on, man. You can do this for me. Do this for me. Work, you son of a bitch. There it goes. Look at that. Comes in, it collides, it splits, and it flies out through the collider into the detector, and then that's how they collect their data and tell us where the different pieces came from. Will you look at that, man? This collision doesn't even make sense. Look at the end part of this collision. Let me get in a little closer.
Why are they splitting off again?
Yeah, do you see that? Did you see what I'm talking about? At the end,
they split off, and it's like they hit something and split off again.
They hit something else or something, because at the end of this, it's split even more, which is real strange. You know what's cool is being able to actually go in and look at these collisions from CERN. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has ever shown this, but...
First time I've ever heard of it or seen it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Let's jump back to the main portal here. We're not going to stay on this topic forever, guys. Don't worry. We're not going to bore you, but we definitely want to show you some of the new stuff we find. Every single time we do a live stream and we open up CERN's page, we find something new. And that's what's cool about this. Darkwolf will back me up on this one.
110%. I can't think of a time yet we haven't learned something every time when we've opened the page up. Like, we went into somewhere and I thought, I knew everything about CERN at one point. We go to some article or some news spot on the webpage and we're like, whoa, what is this?
Darkwolf, bro, remember, I did a video a while back and it was called the Lucifer experiment. And you got to remember, because I talked about it for like 2 weeks, how they were I predicted that they were going to do experiments. CERN was going to do experiments in space. Remember me predicting this?
Yeah.
Because I found a document that said they were going to. Now look.
Really?
I feel that was the Lucifer document. It said they were going to go into space to try to find out more information about doing experiments in space in the vacuum there.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, look, I just found an article. Yeah, and I found an article on the front page. Now, let me read part of this to you guys, and then we'll talk about it. So, live ESA astronauts answer questions on physics in space. Exactly what I predicted would happen over a month ago. On Friday, 12 May, so that was just 4 days ago, we will be live from the CERN Data Center with 3 European astronauts, Helen Sherman, Samantha, and Claude Nicollier. CERN is not just the home of the Large Hadron Collider. It hosts a variety, oh my God, of experiments, control centers, and services related to space. The alpha magnetic spectrometer is a particle physics detector that looks for dark matter, antimatter, and missing matter from a module attached to the outside of the ISS. It was assembled at CERN, and physicists receive and analyze the data sent by AMS at the Payload Operations Control Center at CERN. Bam, dude. Bam. I knew it.
How long has this actually been going on if they're telling you about it now? Because it sounds like they've already been doing it according to this article. Tell me the way it sounds to me.
When I found that article deep inside the CERN site, a month and a half ago, whenever it was, whatever the date on my Lucifer experiment video was, is when I found the information.
Right.
I think that's like right when they were starting to build this stuff, or when they had gotten the parts made and got things ready to put together so they could send it up into space. Because a month and a half later, which was 4 days ago, they did it.
Right.
They were in space doing these tests. And we know SpaceX and NASA have been sending up payloads through, because we've been reporting on the rocket launches. That's why we report all this stuff, guys. We reported on all these rocket launches, and they wouldn't tell us what they were sending up into space. I bet your freaking unicorn gumdrops, bottom dollar, that the parts that they used to put on the ISS to do these experiments were in some of those rocket launches that we watched and reported on.
Oh, without a doubt. Not a doubt in my mind about that. They had to be on some of those rocket launches. What other way would they get them up without telling us about it? Just saying, oh, private companies just flying some stuff for us. And just kind of leave it as vague as that. Plus, you do remember there was another company who also bought one of them D-Wave computers. You remember which company that was?
Well, one, Darkwolf.
That was NASA, my bub.
That's true. Yep, you're right, bro. I didn't even mention NASA. Yeah, I said CERN, you know, and Google, and yeah, NASA does. In fact, Darkwolf and I showed specifically who bought the D-Wave computers. We had a list. Remember that, Darkwolf?
We sure did. We had one of them, including that new technologies company, quantum technologies or something.
Yeah, it was Quantum Securities. Yeah, Quantum Securities or something like that. Yeah, and we listed out who got it. Yeah. We showed who had these computers built, who paid for them, who had them made. We made predictions. I also predicted what the NASA announcement was going to be with complete accuracy. I have record of it in my videos. And then we predict this.
100 spot on that one.
What are they doing, man? Like, what is underneath this? Let me read a little more. In its inception in 2001, it relies on the laboratory's IT infrastructure to produce extremely precise maps of regions of the world affected or threatened by a natural disaster or conflict based on high-resolution satellite images, probably much like the 3D images that we see in the new Google Earth. Join us live.
You read my mind.
Exactly, bro. Join us live in the CERN Data Center where the astronauts will be answering your questions. So post them in the comments section of the live. And you can watch it on Facebook. Yeah.
Man, that is creepy. They've been doing these experiments right under our nose, mapping the Earth and everything else, and then throwing it out to us as free tools. You know, here, look at this, and don't ask what we're doing with it.
That's very true, bro. And man, Out There channel says Uni never sleeps. Bro, you nailed it. I don't sleep. How can you sleep when all this is going on in the world around you?
Absolutely.
And we do the work. We put in the time so that people who have jobs, who are busy, who have other things going on, you're not going to miss out on all this stuff. You're going to find it right here with Uni and Darkwolf during live dives, during other streams, during the things we do on the rock. You're going to find it right here Uni and Darkwolf digging deep into the conspiracy mayhem. I found another article. The Calais docks on the International Space Station.
You can't see it too clear, but we still got filter on.
Thanks for calling that out for me, bro. I always got to remember about that stuff. Calais is a space mission led by JAXA with the participation of the Italian Space Agency and NASA. It is a CERN-recognized experiment and the second high-energy astroparticle experiment to be installed on the ISS, which is taking data from the remote station since 2011. Designed as a space observatory for long-term observations of cosmic radiation above the external platform of the Japanese module, it aims at identifying electrons, nuclei, and gamma rays coming from space and measure their energies with high resolution. Quote, one of the main scientific objections of Calais is to measure the detailed shape of the electron spectrum above 1 TeV. CERN in space. You're seeing it on the rock.
1 tetra electron volt.
Very true.
A whole lot of energy.
And they want to measure it regardless of it. We have a section on the webpage under experiments. I don't know if we'll find, oh man. And what do we see? The one thing that that's exactly what we were going to be bringing up in this stream. Dark matter, unlike normal matter, dark matter does not interact with the electromagnetic force. I didn't know that. So what definitely. So what they say is that matter has something that is the opposite of it. And they say that it's antimatter. When antimatter and matter collide, they nullify each other out. It's like they cancel each other out, right, Darkwolf?
Well, they do cancel each other out, but they do it in a very, very huge explosive way.
Exactly. Exactly. Almost a nuclear kind of way. Well, yeah, exactly a nuclear kind of way.
Yeah, it is a nuclear kind of way, actually. They release more energy than the biggest nuclear bomb that's ever been dropped on this planet.
Well, dark matter is an enigma. It's more of a guess. It's more of a theory. But antimatter is not an enigma. It's not a theory. It's true. They have contained antimatter. And in fact, we were talking with Magi about how antimatter is a byproduct of particle colliders. It also has just like you said, an extreme explosive potential. It's dangerous.
Highly, highly explosive.
How dangerous do you think a teaspoon is, Darkwolf? Just guess.
I believe a teaspoon would be enough to desolate this entire planet.
I've heard people say that before.
That's how potent this stuff is. Even a single molecule would be enough to blow up at least a city block.
Okay. So dark matter is a little different, though. It seems to outweigh visible matter roughly 6-to-1, making up about 27% of the universe. Here is a sobering fact. The matter we know and that makes up all stars and galaxy only accounts for 5% of the content of the universe. And they say that with an exclamation point after it. But what is dark matter? One idea that it could contain supersymmetric particles. Uni can't talk. Hypothesized particles that are partners to those already known in the standard model. So basically, the electromagnetic field does not interact with dark matter. Would there be an opposite electromagnetic field that would interact with dark matter?
I would say there would, like a positron and electron. It would have its own magnetic field or field of some type, anti-magnetic field, I guess you'd say.
An anti-magnetic field. I mean, this is just us theorizing. It's stuff that we do to try to make progress in the things we look at. But if we have antimatter, and antimatter is the opposite of matter, obviously, we have dark matter. Why wouldn't we have a dark magnetic field or an anti-magnetic field? It would seem only natural.
So, in theory, this could be the key to unlock anti-gravity. In theory.
Very true. You're right. Yeah. Well, we've been talking late night about gravity and anti-gravity. We have been. It takes us down a really crazy path, Dark Wolf.
Oh, man, we get into some conversations about those things that just keeps my head reeling for days on end.
Remember that last thing we said about it? We were talking.
It could be the actual key to unlocking everything.
Exactly. Gravity is like, see, Einstein explained gravity as a result of something else. It wasn't its own force. It wasn't his own thing, but it was the result of something. I forget what Einstein said it was. I think the result of magnetic or something forces or blah, blah, blah.
Einstein said it was due to like setting a bowling ball on a blanket.
Yes.
Because it pushes it in space, it pulls the things around it circularly until it would fall into the center, just like if something else were circling a bowling ball.
So yeah, it was a blank, blank, blank in space-time. The warping of space-time explained gravity. So the gravity wasn't a force, but it was the result of space-time warping, and then the warping, kind of like the warping effect, or because it warped, gravity is the thing that is caused by the warping of space-time.
Yes.
So we need to put our brains into that. You know what I mean? We need to go there a little bit. The reason I say that is because we have to understand what warping is, or what that is, in order for us to really be able to solve this thing that we're missing. Because I was saying the other night, we're missing something. You know?
Something that's so evident, it's right in front of our face, and we just cannot figure out what it is.
Yes.
Something so super simple.
Very simple. Something very, very evident. Something right in front of our faces. And once we realize this, I think it would tell us about everything that we're trying to figure out. Now, what can we compare it to?
A lot of cool.
Like, what else warps? What else can we warp? We can warp a piece of metal if we have a flat sheet of metal.
I keep thinking about plastic in a microwave.
Yeah, that too. So take plastic, and if you heat it up, it warps. So
bends outward.
A flat sheet, you apply heat to the flat sheet of plastic. Imagine that we warped it so that it dipped down, just like the planets do. You know, they show a flat plane, a flat piece of paper would be like space-time. And then when a planet sits there, it's so massive that its high mass warps the piece of paper, which makes the paper dip down around the planet. I have a picture of it. Let me pull it up while we talk. So, well, actually,
filter if you do.
Oh, I will. You know what? I know how I can do this very easily. Let me go into Google and type in
our best friend Google. If not for Google, we couldn't do these shows for you guys.
We wouldn't be here.
We appreciate them putting out all these wonderful free products to let us use to bring you guys the most wonderful entertainment on the planet.
Exactly. So look, this is the warp in space-time that's caused by a planet. So they say that, let me find a good one. There we go. Well, I shouldn't have clicked it. Maybe I should have. Yeah, here it is. Perfect. So this right here The planet sits on this, and the reason the planet spins, the reason that there is gravity, the reason the planet can sit in its orbit, in its place, is because it kind of rides this little dip in space-time, and that's what makes gravity and everything else. So in order for us to really understand all of this, we need to kind of think of that thing you were saying, that warped piece of plastic with a marble sitting just like it would be the planet.
Right.
And that's what space-time is, where massive objects are. That's what makes this happen. If we, in the next few weeks, months, can find that thing that's so evident about this fact that we're missing, I think it'll put all the pieces together.
Something that I've thought about for years and years and years as far as this goes, like how can it warp space-time, or if this is a correct theory, if there's any way to come up with another way to explain it. And I haven't come up with anything yet.
Well, let's think about it for a minute. I'm going to hit the comments section. Wake up news. I sleep 3 hours here and there. I do that too, bro. When you get real tired, I kick the uni couch back down in the studio dungeon. I do this right here, just like you guys saw me at the end of that really long stream. Fall asleep for a little bit. As soon as I open my eyes, I jump up and get back on it, man. Bianca B, I thought my cat was meowing. I wish mine was. I've lost 2 cats in the last 2 months. Hopper and Lander. Raised them both from itty bitty kitties all the way up to the monsters they turned into, and now I can't find them. I hope they're okay, man.
Does the planets wobble?
They do. They have a wobble to their spin. Mm-hmm.
So they're spinning, but they're also spinning back and forth with a wobble, which would create a different gravitational force, wouldn't it?
It could affect it. Right? It could. You're right. Why does the wobble make sense? Unless
because it's rolling on a piece of paper. So if you just spin it, it does one thing. But if you roll it back, put a wobble to it while it's rolling, you're affecting more space-time back and forth.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson says that planets are more shaped like a pear or an egg than they are a sphere. Our planet is, at least. That would account for the wobble.
By the moon.
Where does the moon fit into all of this?
Well, the moon is supposedly one of those objects, as you see on the outside there, the little bitty circle on the right-hand side. It might be left for you, I'm not sure. It's going around the edge of the dip in space-time right there.
Oh, I see. I was looking at this wrong. This is the sun creating the big warp in space-time, and the Earth is riding on the edge of this.
Oh, okay.
Let me get sketchy for just a minute and show you guys what I'm talking about. So the sun is so massive. Suns are. Look how big this sun is compared to this little dot right here, which is the Earth. The sun is massive. Oh, I would think it's 5,000 times, if not 100 bigger. And the Earth rides this path along the edge of this warp. It's rolling just like if you took a marble and a piece of plastic that was bent like this and you rolled it just right. And it was in a vacuum where all these other forces are acting on it, and it's rolling in just this perfect fashion to where it maintains where it is. It keeps its space because it's rolling in such a perfect fashion. The forces have to be so perfect to keep the planet in orbit, in its orbit around the sun.
And that's something that I can't explain either, because by logic you would think it would slowly spiral towards the center.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't any of them? Wouldn't any? Well, how does it maintain? I mean, it has to have that perfect velocity, and it has to be riding this dip in such a perfect path. Yeah. It's like the sun is pulling it just ever so slightly down towards the sun, but the Earth is moving ever so fast that it counteracts that pull which keeps it locked completely in place.
Centrifugal force.
Exactly. And it goes right along this line and spins for eternity.
So this is a large version of what happens with our moon and planet, because it does the same thing. Our little warp in space-time, because the moon is smaller, actually makes it do the exact same thing.
So imagine this is the Earth then. There's a continent and a continent there. Here's Australia, there's Antarctica, and then this is the moon. So this dip is sitting inside the dip of the sun. But as it moves, the dip follows it. The dip moves with it as it rotates.
Yes.
Wouldn't the moon then have its own dip?
Do what?
The moon would have its own dip.
It'd be small, but yeah.
A lot smaller. But anyway.
Capture maybe a meteor.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say a satellite, a meteor, even a spaceship.
Possibility, if it's free floating and no engines on.
So gravity keeps all of this perfectly in place. That's one of the, see, I want you to know, man, like, I'm a logical person. You know that, right? But the reason why I think the spiritual side of things is just so clear is because of all these perfect symmetries in all the bodies in space and the things around us.
Well, you know, a lot of scientists, and I can't remember the original one, so I can't quote who it was. A lot of scientists pretty much agree that when you look at the exact set of the strong and weak nuclear forces, the electromagnetic force, and of course the weakest of gravity, if either one of these forces was set off even 0.0000001%, none of this could be here anymore.
Exactly, and I'm gonna do a lead in really quick into our next segment while we think about that strange thing called gravity that keeps everything spinning like it should. right here, chilling with us, Unirock and Dark Wolf on the rock. You know where we are. You know what we're doing. This is the late night live dive with Unirock and Dark Wolf. Howling up into the night. All right. I just needed a second to process was all. I needed to just let all that sink in. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. It's still sinking in on this side too, Bubba.
So what we're going to do to kind of shake things up a little bit, you know, I was thinking, you know, maybe we should randomize this. I thought maybe that we'll take a look inside of, before we do that, we'll take a look inside of the news. And we'll see what they're telling us about, we'll say, space. Oh, yeah, they're talking about the X-37B space plane landing recently.
I want to hear about this.
We brought it up in a stream a little while ago, the day that it landed, but it's an unpiloted military space plane launched by a rocket. It needs to be taken up by a rocket, and then it orbits the Earth. It was closing out a 718-day record-setting mission in space.
So I have an idea about this plane, and I would like to trace something. I would like to trace the amount of sky sounds heard recently while this has been out of the sky, opposed to while it was flying, because it's my theory that if this is unmanned, every now and again it can bounce off of the atmosphere of the Earth, and that sound created or could create a sound wave compressed enough by the time it hits Earth to sound like a really, really weird sound.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are a lot of recorded strange noises going on.
There really are. You got things that sound like trumpets or almost like metal scraping sometimes, yet nobody can know or can find where it's coming from or has any idea. What if it's coming from something above, something we can actually see?
Oh, yeah. Not only that, man, listen to this. And this is spooky. I'm not trying to scare anyone, I promise. This is just a real thing that's been happening lately, and I want to bring it to everyone's attention is all I'm doing. We've been getting email reports about strange sounds at night around people's houses and neighborhoods.
Have we now? And what kind of strange sounds are we talking about?
That people are walking around, like in the distance, places where a lot of people just shouldn't be. You know, like deep in the woods, near people's homes. Also, talking, like, but weird voices, I guess, which I wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't for getting, like, I don't even know, like 10, 15, 20 reports over a couple week period in the beginning of summer.
And this is over a large area of space, or just all in one local area? Or?
Pretty much just the United States, but I haven't really reached out or looked out any further. Some of it came from Facebook.
It's a pretty big area.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't a local thing. It's reports from all over the country, the exact same thing happening. People hearing weird, odd discussions and footsteps and things where there's nothing or nobody there and shouldn't be at all.
This is one of those kind of Mandela-y things, but it definitely has been going on.
That's exactly what I was thinking was Mandela. Because that's the only thing to explain something like that, not necessarily Mandela, but the idea that there's a dimensional tear or a thin area between dimensions at some point.
We've talked about that lately. A lot. And I want to throw in the other report that's really shaking things up. It's that insects, there's a lot of people talking about very large insects this summer. Now, whether or not this is a natural phenomenon or people are just hypersensitive or freaked out, but we're talking big spiders, very large, just other types of insects that they only see at night. So I don't know if it's just nocturnal insects that are bigger than usual, or if this is just a strange report, but it's just one of those weird things that people send in or talk to me about or send me messages about, you know?
Well, let me ask you, are these creatures only ground-based? Because you mentioned spiders, or is it like flying insects that have been reported? Or
I haven't heard of any flying insects, and all of them have been nocturnal, or ones that have been seen at night at least. I'd like for in the comments, this is a good question for everybody. Hey, Rachel, if you want to type it in, if you want to type in the comments and ask everybody if they've seen any really big bugs lately, and if they've heard any weird sounds around their homes at night, because these are things people are saying, and that's the only reason we're bringing them up. I promise you guys. Only reason. I know it sounds weird. It's weird to me. And, you know, typically that's not the kind of thing I'd bring up on the channel, just because it's more of a, I don't know what topic that falls under. But I thought it was worth bringing up because we're in a live dive. So pretty much most every topic is fair game, but also the fact that we're kind of talking about strange things tonight. So I thought it was worth it.
So I get an idea then on these bugs. Perhaps we've had Fukushima messing up for quite a few years now. I think 5 or 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. This thing has been slowly leaking radiation. So if this radiation is getting to us, perhaps it's not causing the effect that they said it would, but perhaps it's causing different mutated effects among the different animals.
That's a good theory. Let me see what everybody's saying down in the comments. Stariana.
Frontlawn is very active by Cartoons Danielle.
Yeah, to help us in the new reality. Francini, energy and abilities unlocking, in my opinion. Wake Up News, I think it's to cope with all the GMO food and the chemtrails in the water. Rusty, he needs to come on air saying he isn't one, but glitch as he is saying it. I think they're talking about me being a reptoid. I've heard about this. It's been bouncing around. Somebody's spreading rumors.
You're a reptoid too,
I am, yeah. I swear they're saying it all over the place.
Bro, why didn't you tell me? We could have been hanging out so much sooner.
I know, I'll get there. Right after this, okay? I promise. Yeah, no, seriously. The big rumor is that Uni has a tail and it's covered in scales. My tongue is forked. And I don't walk, I slither. I'm a reptilian, is what they're telling me. Some people.
Well, do your eyes do that funny little reptilian thing that the politicians do?
That's what started all this. My eyes. My eyes change colors, I guess, is what people are telling me.
Really?
Darkest Dog. Hey, I haven't seen Darkest Dog around. Maybe we've got some new viewers. Darkest Dog, I hope you stick around. Check out my videos. See what you think, man. I'm glad you're here. Darkest Dog says, been seeing very large spiders in the UK, 3 times bigger than I've ever seen before. Excellent. We finally got a report from outside of the United States, and it's reported in a comment, which most of the other stuff was done in messages and comments and such. So that is good. We'll add it to the data. Darkest Dog, I hope you sub. I hope you stick around, man. Thank you for weighing in on this. Let me see what everyone else is saying really quick. Rusty says, I am. Talking about me being a reptilian, I think. Rusty says... Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Someone brings a good point up there that it could have a lot to do with the green screen behind, messing with your eyes.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no green screen back there, dude. It's just... I use, like, reptilian ray guns to get rid of the background. Rusty says I'm a unitillian. They know I'm a rocktillion, Rusty. You got it backwards. I'm a rocktillion. I think it's because you have special effects, says Out There Channel. And Tracy says, I get told I'm a reptile also because I have O negative blood. I also have O negative blood. That's crazy that we both do. Tracy, my mom is too.
Better to believe the evidence.
Carla Hernandez. I don't remember seeing Carla around. Maybe Carla's a new viewer. I hope so, and I hope you guys will stick around. We do these shows a lot, guys. We always try to bring new great content. I'm not trying to talk you into sticking around. I'm just saying give us a couple shots, see if you like us. That's all I'm asking. Because we like having you around. We really do. Rusty.
We love our viewers. We're so glad to see new ones come in.
I know. It's exciting when you get new viewers. It's really exciting. Rusty says, I'm O negative. Cartoons Danielle's laughing right now. And Rachel says, as do I, and thanks for being here. Exactly. Thank you very much, Carla, for being here. We really appreciate it. Rachel's name is actually Uni Rach. She's an Uni also. She lives right here in the studio dungeon with me. Stariana says, maybe you have a reptilian attachment or spirit, or you are and you don't know. Oh, I know. I'm just trying to fool all of you. I love that sound effect. That was so cool, man. I had to get some reptilian sound effects. Let's see. Wait, this one's reptilian. Oh, no, it wasn't. Can you please play a good sound effect for me? Seriously, just one. Dude, I hired a few people. I got people doing my sound effects now. They're not good at it, though, Dark Wolf. They really aren't good at this yet. I thought after like 3 or 4 shows they'd get good with this stuff. They're not good yet.
Well, didn't you put them through training, or just throw them on there and tell them figure this out?
I just threw them on, and they play a duck sound effect every time they think I'm being crazy. Every time they think Uni's acting crazy, they make this quacking sound. I don't like the duck sound effect. I don't like it at all. But
well,
they always play it.
To do the job.
I think they're quackers. Oh, play the laughing sound. They got it. They played the right sound that time. I'm proud of you. No, I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic. Okay. No, okay. All right.
They sound a little bit argumentative.
They are, bro. Yeah. It's weird. Every time I hire a team member, they're constantly quitting, walking out, you know, right in the middle of shows. Every time I hire new people. But they always come back for the next show.
Man. On Easter, dude. Easter.
Yeah, my assistant left.
Leave on Easter.
That's what I said. I was talking to him about that earlier. He's over there running the comments. He won't even talk to me. He said he's going to work here. He's just not going to talk to me anymore. Can't hear the sound effect on.
Really not so good.
Dark Wolf, you were right. They can't hear the sound effects. The sound effects aren't coming through.
Yeah, I tried to tell you about earlier.
Well, I just thought it was something on your end, but okay, I'm going to reload my sound program and see if I can get them to work. Maybe it's just not coming through the mixer.
That's a good possibility, actually.
Okay, Unirach, give me just a second, and I'm going to see if I can play one more round of sound effects from over there on the... Sorry,
guys, we're having some technical difficulties at the Rock.
You didn't hear that, did you?
Nope.
I really like those two. That's not cool. Oh, well. You know what's weird? Oh, no. Is my voice sounding funky now? It is. Can you hear me, Dark Wolf?
I hear you loud and clear, Bubba.
Did I sound weird?
No, you sound good to me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll get this eventually. Someday. Anyway. Whoa! What do I sound like now?
Sound normal to me.
Oh, okay. Is it like the way I hear it is really weird? No joke.
Luckily, you're the only one that hears it. You're the only
sounds
one getting that feedback.
Crazy. All right. I'll go ahead and turn it off. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. I turned it off. All right. It's off now, so everything's cool. With that, let's see what else we got in the news. We just want more stuff about going to space affects men and women in different ways. U.S. space plane lands after secret mission. It's in multiple news episodes, of course, so that one must be trending or big or something. They harvest vegetables in space. The lunar orbiter space station is a terrible idea. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing really that worth looking at there.
Sounds like the same old to me.
Oh, here's one. How susceptible are you to the Mandela effect? Where a large... What's up?
And how interesting is this?
Mm-hmm. They got a really good picture of Nelson Mandela on the cover. Phenomenon where large...
That's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen of him.
Yeah. A large number of people, usually online, share a collective false memory. I hate when they say that, usually online. It's like...
That is so untrue.
Well, the problem is how is anyone... Oh, snap. My alarm's going off. How is anybody supposed to find out if a large group of people are affected by something without doing it online? You know? Unless they do a study at a college or something. Oh, it's a quiz.
You can see online about a whole lot of stuff, too.
Yeah, man. It's one of the quizzes.
They said it on Facebook, so they said it online. It don't matter, you know.
You know, I don't necessarily like looking at Facebook as much for stuff anymore. I find Facebook is always so full of the negative. Whoa. So I got some emails from Unirach. NASA affirms plans for the SLS and Orion launch. No crew on board for the first integrated flight. That's weird, man. So
who or what is flying this? Are we talking about possibly an AI flight, or what do we got going on here?
Well, I'm sure it's a combination of AI, an autopilot system, and a combination of ground control. So they need to complete test flights.
Back in the day, there's no question, you know, they were using a joystick, but now, this kind of technology we got today.
Let me mute this, sorry. I gotta remember to mute tabs. So yeah, the launch system need to complete tests before the mission in deep space. So these are going to go into deep space. Manned test flights are also mandatory. However, NASA revealed that the maiden flight for both the SLS and Orion will have no crew on board despite it being considered earlier. Experts started looking into the possibility of putting a team on board for the first integrated flight in the Orion capsule for the exploration mission EM1. That is a really crazy mission title, in my opinion.
Yeah, exploration mission. Like, how far out in deep space are we talking about going? And how fast is it moving?
I wonder if they're talking about Mars.
See, I would think deep space because the inner solar system. Remember when the I think it was Cassini. Don't quote me. I might have the wrong one. But whichever one got way, way out there, and they finally exited our solar system, or almost did. They were calling that deep space.
Oh man. Oh. Okay. Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
We've got some good stuff coming in the comments right here. Stariana says I sound good. Thanks, Stariana. You do too. And I mean in the comments. I'm not being mean. I promise. I'm saying in the comments you sound really good too. Rachel, like what she said. Yeah, Rach has some good stuff, man. His radio wavelength mic in his head is giving feedback. Yeah. You know, us reptilians, we have all kinds of computer parts in our bodies. Okay. Oh, the Out There channel. The first time he heard of the Mandela effect was on Secure Team. Secure Team was trying to...
We don't hear every day.
Yeah, he was trying... Secure Team tried to ride the, we'll say, trend of the Mandela effect to get some views on a video. So he put out a Mandela video. Reality Check left a really good comment. There is a video where a farmer shows his pig pen and farm, and there are no flies or no ants at all. Unirock, he says first year he's ever had no flies, because usually pig pens are surrounded by flies, man. Anyone experienced this? Question mark. I'm going to tell you right now, Reality Check, that's a great point. I have not seen that many flies this year. I don't even know if I've seen any at all, but I'm just saying.
I've personally got one that keeps literally bugging me around my room, but besides that, I haven't seen a whole lot of them either. But the pig farm, I've been around pig farms. I have definitely been around pig farms, and if you don't see a flock of flies there, something's not right.
Very true. Yeah, so you're saying that those flies are bugging you?
Absolutely.
Did you hear that sound effect?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Finally got one? All right. The flies are bugging Darkwolf. Hold on, here it comes.
Perfect.
I got to keep them loaded. Okay, I got it. I got some of them working at least, you know. All right. That's a good freaking comment, man, because that's really good for this topic. I'd like to look into this more. There's no reason to put people in space anymore, says Cartoon Danielle, probably referring to the, you know, the fact that we have computers that can do everything for us, robots that does whatever we need. We got robots on Mars right now, sending back pictures and roving around. So yeah, why send men up when you can, you know, that way if a robot's up there, something goes wrong, nobody dies. Oh,
right, and they're digging up soil and everything else a person would be doing anyway and analyzing it.
And Carla Hernandez, one of our new Rockinats, we're going to go ahead and give Carla, even though she's only been to one stream, and you know, in order to be a Rockinat, you got to come to two. I'm going to go ahead and say anybody in this stream, it's a late night stream. Carla's stuck around. So Carla, all the other new people in this stream, you're official Rockinats. That's what we call our viewers, Rockinats. Carla says that I have been falling out of bed lately. With one night I woke up and my teeth were rattling. Wow, that's spooky. Wait,
that's a lot of vibration.
Oh yeah, bro. So yeah, definitely great comments, guys. Oh, Joy Price. Hi, Joy. I didn't. I've never seen you in here. Well, we're gonna make you an official Rockinaut just for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by, Joy. She says, their explanation for having enough oxygen on the ISS doesn't add up for me. I would think they would run out of water to use. Yes, and not only that, we talk about the ISS a lot in this live stream. A lot. We keep getting sucked back to the ISS. I love that topic. Darkwolf loves talking about it. We've got so many problems with this thing, right, Darkwolf?
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of questions surrounding the ISS, but I do know the answer to the water problem according to NASA. You're not gonna like it, but there is an answer. You want to hear it?
Oh, you know it.
All right, so they do take some supplies with them, and you know they have certain supply runs, but you do have a water source available if you don't expel it outside of the station.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, they literally clean the urine out and refresh it back into the drinking water.
The old, what do they call it? I want to say Folgers coffee thing, you know. You can't take pee and turn it into Folgers or something. I don't know what they say, something like that.
But yeah, it's basically that, filtering out the urine into a water.
It's a Dana Carvey joke. That's right. In Dana Carvey's stand-up, he says you can't take something and turn it in. I don't know, but it's funny. It's really funny. I love Dana Carvey.
Oh man, he was hilarious. I loved his movies better than stand-up. He is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I got to end this stream out soon, unfortunately, because I got to get the kids up and feed them and get them on the bus. But don't worry, maybe we can come back. What time do you usually crash out, Darkwolf?
I've got about an hour and a half left for crash time, and that's just work time trying to make sure you get this downloaded and put back up on my side.
Gotcha. So guys, I'm glad you stopped in with us on this late night live stream. I'm glad our new viewers stopped by. You know, we love it when you guys are here. I want to play an outro. I want to play a video to take us out. We're still going to stop by well, we're going to come out of this outro and we're going to do our normal exiting stuff. We have a couple things we got to do. So please stick around for a few more minutes because we're going to have some fun right after this quick video so I can get set right here on the live dive. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys can take a guess. You can go ahead and take that wild guess at what Uni and Darkwolf are right about to do, because we're gonna do it today, right now. You knew it was coming. Darkwolf, tell them what's going on.
All right, guys, this is the random Wikipedia article. What we do is we hit the random button in the Wikipedia. You can find it yourself if you'd like to. And we hit this button until somebody tells us in the chat to stop. Whatever we stop on, we will read through and discuss. And who knows, we usually come up with some really, really crazy topics. We get a lot of politicians and plants. Heck, even one time we got so excited to get a painter, we found out she painted plants. And we got to stop. Reality check said stop.
Well, it's not. My comments are slow. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you did. Mud Creek, Gasconade River. Mud Creek is a stream in Gasconade and Osage counties of central Missouri. It's a tributary into the Gasconade. I'm not saying this right. I know it, but the Gasconade River. The stream headwaters are located in, they give us coordinates. You know what? Let's see what happens when we click those coordinates. And we can actually take a look-see at where this river is.
We have a wiki map.
Yeah, we sure do. Let me show you guys the full thing. There's St. Louis. So yeah, it runs right into St. Louis, right here in the central United States. So let's do what we normally do. What's up?
That isn't that neat.
Yeah, man, we got all kinds of cool stuff. Oh, we got a court decision. Florence versus the Board of the Chosen Freeholders. What in the world is this? It was a United States Supreme Court case in 2012. It held that officials may strip search individuals who have been arrested for any crime before admitting the individuals to jail, even if there is no reason to suspect the individual is carrying contraband. Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, that's wrong.
Now I've heard of this. Yeah, they were having an issue where people that looked completely legit would take drugs into the jail. They were even starting to, this is not factual, this is reported. It could be a fact, it might not be. We got to always keep that in the front of our mind. They thought that people, I've never heard it called this, but they thought that people were purposefully getting arrested for small petty crimes to make extra money by smuggling drugs, because they thought we'll get some straight-laced people to smuggle drugs in, because they won't strip search, you know, this guy or this girl, or, you know, if they look professional and look cool. So let's do that.
Right.
And so they enacted these measures. Now, personally, do I think this is a you know, a good thing? I don't know. I'm not going to say my opinion on this, but I find it interesting that it came up in a random Wikipedia article.
Right. Yeah, what you're talking about are called mules, actually. Muling in the products for the other people. It's a really nasty practice that I don't think I would ever want to be involved in.
Oh, no, bro. Wake Up News says, I want to know why the Antarctica has been off bounds and a treaty is in place. Now it's all thawing out. All countries are there hunting for ancient technology. Wake Up News. Yeah, my friend, we love Antarctica. I've got 2 recent videos on Antarctica. It's mentioned all throughout the live streams, which you'll find listed at Unirock Live Streams, our sister channel that links you. No worries on giving another channel Uni's views, because you know we need those views to keep our channel rolling. And you don't have to worry, because when you go to Unirock Live Streams, this channel doesn't get any views. All this channel is are links. It's just a way for me to provide all the links for Unirock's live streaming goodness in one place so that anyone that likes the live streams will be able to find them without our regular channel having all of our other videos smashed down in the list because of all the live streams. Also, when I do live streams with Darkwolf, Darkwolf lists them at his channel. So let's take a look over there, and I'll drop a link for you so we keep things frizzity fresh over here. But he drops our Rockinati shows and some of our live dives over at his channel. Now, also, excuse me, check out Darkwolf's Paranormal Party, the web bot and Alta report. He's got a new episode over there. It was just uploaded 1 day ago, so it's fresh off the proverbial presses. Link dropped for Darkwolf's channel. We're going to go ahead and give Darkwolf a view. We're going to go ahead and...
Plus contest reveal.
Hell yeah, the contest reveal's in there. I just couldn't see that on the tagline, but I'll give you a link to this video because we've got to do it. It's here. It's now. You know what's about to happen. We're going to... That's right. You got to do it because you're a Rockinat. So follow the last link down to the comments section. And let's tell Darkwolf, hey, bro, streaming right here. Oh, yeah, on Unirock. Here's a comment. I didn't know what to say. Here's a comment for your video. Sorry, I had my brain stopped. It was just like a wall. Ping, tong, tink, bang. I hit a brain blocker.
I really appreciate that, Bubba.
Hey,
that is so awesome.
You know it, bro.
Love bomb my channel.
Man, we got to hook you up, dude. Can't forget about Darkwolf over there, man. Yeah.
And I just got the notification. That is so awesome.
Oh, it came up? I love that. Hey, you know what's cool, too? Uni has this set up to where when you email Uni, when you message Uni, when you comment at Uni, when you subscribe to Uni, you're going to, if we're live streaming when you do it, you're going to see it right above my head. It comes out of the side of the wall in a little box and tells you what happened. And then it floats away like it never was. So cool. The stuff we do on this stream, man.
Feature to have.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know how I've even got all this set up. I don't know how I haven't broken YouTube by now, but who knows, man. All I know is I'm doing it.
Done our best to. I tell you that. We've live streamed live streams. We've live streamed fished. We've done our best to break it.
Oh, for sure. We've done so much crazy stuff. We like breaking the rules, but honestly, though, I don't like breaking them as much as I used to because I want YouTube to respect the channel. And if we do some crazy stuff, if we do too much crazy stuff, YouTube's going to get mad. We got to follow the rules of our hoster. They're nice enough to host us. Actually, I looked into having accounts on some other sites, you know, just saying, you know, I need to get my shows out to other sites too, you know?
Right.
So I thought about trying to host on other platforms. Well, guess what?
What's that?
I don't know why, but my phone is dinging over there. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. Whoa. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. Oh, knocked over my guitar.
All right, while Uni's blowing up the room and destroying stuff left and right, we are so glad to have everybody with us tonight. We really, really appreciate everybody that stopped by, both in the replay and right now live with us. Y'all are the absolute best. We love our Rockinati.
So true, man. So true. We do this so much, man. We stream so much. I just want people to know that we do stream like we do because we want you guys to have content. We want to be able to hang with you when you have time to hang. Man, I kind of like... Now, also, guys, if you want to see me change the color of the comment box above my head, let me know because I can do all kinds of different colors from green to purple, from red to blue, and back again. Oh, I like that yellow. It looks good. I want to find a collar. Hey, Willie, what's up, my friend? Hey, glad you stopped in. This is the end of this stream, but no worries. We're going to be restarting the stream really soon. Oh, dude, okay, so you guys think that the yellow brings out the comments? I just don't think that the normal color of the comments is bright enough. I want to be able to see what you guys say, like really good. I'm testing some colors. Oh, I like the green, too. They say green is one of the easiest ones to see. Oh, we got one. Carla Hernandez just subscribed. Carla, you just made my freaking morning. Thank you so much. Carla is now an official Rockinat. That's hardcore right there. So yeah,
That's pretty hardcore.
yeah, dude, love it. You know, I can do some really.
And I got some about this. Real quick, if I may interrupt you there, Bubba.
Yeah, yeah.
Mrs. Carla Hernandez put in the chat earlier something I thought was really interesting. So since you went ahead and subscribed, I'll go ahead and read it out. She said, I live where they filmed Back to the Future, Hocus Pocus, Terminator, True Blood, and Masters of the Universe.
Oh, I forgot about Masters of the Universe. I love that show, man. I really do.
Oh, I watched every episode, the movie. I watched them all.
Yeah, the movie. That's what. Now, they had a cartoon, right?
Yeah, Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
Mm-hmm. He-Man! I don't even remember how he said it.
By the power of Grayskull, I am He-Man.
You got it, bro. Exactly.
Dude, I loved my cartoons. One of them you remember, and I'm so surprised you remember it. You and I were talking off air one night, and we were talking about old cartoons and whatnot. We brought up one that, like I said, I remember it. There's so very few that do. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Captain. Oh, I always sing the Captain Planet song, but yeah, Captain Power. Yeah. Did you know that there was a character in that show that had the name Sauron? And it was, I didn't know it, but the name Sauron came from J.R.R. Tolkien, the Lord of the Rings. And that's where they got that. I
did not realize they used that name in that show.
Oh, dude, reality check. Man, you know, you're going to get Uni having a big head if you guys keep complimenting my stuff, man. Reality check says, love the show. Your set looks great. Dude, thank you, dude. I have been putting massive wacky races. I can't pronounce your name, dude. I'm going to call you Fug because his name is like Fugarug Mick or something, but Fug. Wacky races. I love the wacky races. I'm going to find out which cartoons, older cartoons, are not copyright hit and they're in the community commons, and I'm going to play some on a live stream. That's how much I like watching them.
So you remember the wacky races then?
Oh, yeah. Well, Captain Cape, yeah, I can't do it. I can hardly do that. Reality check says Captain Caveman. You know, the cool thing about Captain Caveman, he's in my new video. He's in my newer video.
Dude, I almost flipped when I seen that. I couldn't hold back the smile, dude. I was grinning ear to ear.
Yeah, okay. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, man. My kids are running downstairs. They're going to be going to school soon. I got to end this out. So let me go ahead and just do our last little thing here. Dark Wolf, dude, thanks for showing up, man. All the Rockinauts, everybody in the chat. If you were here and you were chilling, I hope you come back. We're doing a live stream in a little while. I'm going to try to get Dark Wolf in on it if I can do it before he goes to work. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Let's play out something real fast. Yeah, you guys stumbled right into the Rockinati, chilling in the Rockinati, doing the live dive on Unirock. We hope to see you back in just a little bit. As always, though, you got to be nice in those comments and never be afraid to speak your mind. Say it, Dark Wolf. What do we say at the end here, buddy?
Rockinauts.
Rock out.